we will now move to another important function, and this is most logical function of string, which is strcmp. Okay, now we have seen that we can compare integers and characters by simple is equal to operator. Okay, now suppose I have an variable integer a and integer a equals to 5 and b equals to 6. Okay, and if I want to compare with them, I would simply print this. Okay, if I simply check this, if a is equals to b, this equal to operator is allowed in integers and characters, individual characters only. But to compare character arrays or integer arrays, this equal to operator will not work. This equal to operator work only for single entity. Okay, that is individual element or single entity. Okay, so if I want to compare this ch1, suppose 0 is equal to ch2 equal to 5. If I want to compare this I can do, but I cannot do this ch1 equals to ch2. This is not allowed. Okay, because ch1 has multiple characters, ch2 also has multiple characters, so this operator does not work on multiple characters. But yes, if you are using a single element for comparison, that is ch1 0 and ch2 0, these both are single elements, and when you want to compare with using comparison operator, yes, it is permitted. Okay, so you have to remember that. So the problem exists that how to compare two strings. Suppose I have one string that is this cold and another string that is this cola. Okay, and I want to ask you that which string would come first in dictionary. Okay, so you can directly see both of them and you can decide. Okay, so what is the making for the computer for the C programming? We will see the logic. Okay, so we print that enter the first string, take it using getAs, then we print enter the second string and take it using getAs. So we have this in ch1 and this in ch2. Okay, now consider this operation. Suppose this is allowed ch1 minus ch2. Okay, so doing strcmp. Okay, strcmp of doing strcmp of ch1 comma ch2 is similar to doing this ch1 minus ch2, but character by character, but character by character. Okay, from zero index, from zero index, right? And what is this character by character subtraction? What is this character by character subtraction? You remember, if you remember, characters can also be subtracted from each other because they have an equivalent ASCII values. Okay, so it is simple subtraction of ASCII values. Fine, and from zero index. Okay, so if I say you that the indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, and the first is COLD. Okay, and the second one is COLA. Okay, now this subtracting this will give you answer. You have to start from here. If C minus C is 0, C minus C is 0. Okay, C, suppose C ASCII value is that is 99. Okay, so 99 minus 99, so that will give you 0. So this is not our decision making parameter. Now we will minus O minus O. This is also 0, so this is not our decision making parameter. Now L minus L is 0. Okay, so this is also not our decision making parameter. But if I minus D minus A, so that will be D, value of D is 100, right? Value of D is 100 and A is 97. So if you subtract from these, so it will give you 3. Okay, so it means the value of strcmp ch1 and 2 can be of three values. It can be strcmp and can have three values. It can be less than 0. Okay, it can be less than 0. It can be greater than 0, or it can be equal to 0. So ch1, any subtraction can have two values. So as you can see that ch1 we did ch1 and ch2 and subtraction. Okay, So if you do subtraction of ch1 and ch2, and if you get a positive answer, because any positive answer, okay, till you get a positive answer you have to do. If you have not get positive answer, you will check other also, okay. And if you get all zeros, so if you get all zeros, it means both strings are equal. Both strings are equal or same. Fine. So this is, if this would have also been zero, then these both strings have been same. Okay, comparison character by character. Okay, and then strcmp, if it is giving greater than zero answer, like in this case, you can see that ch2 will come before ch1. Okay, so this is this condition, greater than zero condition. So in this case, ch2 string ch2 will come before ch1. Okay, and if it is in the less than case, okay, suppose I have given ch1 is equals to cola and ch2 equals to cold. Okay, and then I do strcmp ch1 comma ch2. So in this case, this would be less than 0. Okay, and this would say that string ch1 will come before ch2. Okay, and where to come before? Come in dictionary order. Okay, come before, come before in dictionary order, right? So to compare any strings, fine. So compare any two strings, we check, we can compare it only using strcmp. We cannot compare with equal to operator, is equal to operator. Okay, the only method to compare is this strcmp. Fine. So this is the method for, this was the method for seeing strcmp, right? Now we will do a program on string, that is string length. Now we are doing a program that is string length, calculating string length without strlen function and convert string to corresponding integer. So our objective is to like this. Suppose you have taken an input is like this. So first you have to calculate length of string. That is length of string is always, length of string is always to be considered only the valid characters, right? Valid characters. So suppose if I take this string, so if I, this might have a null character also, but the number of valid characters is 7 only. So that will only should be the output of the strlen function. But here we are not supposed to use strlen function. Okay. Now how to implement this? Okay, so to scan any string, we saw that we can use the null character condition of searching of null character. As we know that all the strings end with a null character, so if we start from the beginning and scan the string till we find the null character, so and we make a count of that, okay, that how many times we have incremented. Okay, so we can increment a count over that, that we have not received till we have not received the null character. So in this way we can get the length. Okay, and the second requirement of this particular program is to get this s plus a plus u plus r plus a plus b plus h. Okay, so this might look astonishing to you that how you are adding the characters, but it is very simple to do with the help of summation of ASCII. Okay, so they, when you will apply a arithmetic operator to the characters, they will automatically convert to ASCII and they will give you a result in an integer. Okay, so every time, every element of s, that is I belonging to 0 to till we find null character. Okay, so every time you don't have null character, so this loop comes and it increments the length of the string. Yes, and it also adds the ASCII value of the current element to the sum. Okay, and if you want to see it further, you can just make it a variable table. Okay, so what I will do, I will simply write s. Okay, I will simply write si, then I will write value of len, then I will write sum. Okay, initially len and sum are both 0 and I is also 0. So s0 is s here. I am doing for this particular example. Okay, so for I equals to 0, s0 is not equal to null. Okay, so you can see that this is s, so it is not equal to null. It is not equal to null character. So yes, len will get incremented and sum will incremented by the ASCII value of this. So 0 plus s. Okay, so s का जो भी ASCII value होता है, we can use that. Okay, now I is incremented to 1. Okay, so it is s1. S1 is a. A is also not equal to null, so length will increase to 2 and it would be s plus a. 0 plus s is s. Okay, now it will go s plus a. Fine. So then it will I will go to 2 and it will be u. S2 is u and then it will go to 3 and that will be s a and u. You can find the compiler would automatically find the ASCII sum of these elements. And in this way you can go for all I values and that will give you corresponding length of the character. So suppose at I equals to 7. Okay, at I equals to, because the index would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so at I equals to 7, okay, you will find that it is a null character because after this at the seventh index it is a null character. Okay, so what you can do, you can simply what you can see that it becomes true, this condition becomes true. So the length that which was incremented 7 till 7, it will not get incremented here and the result would be s plus a plus u plus r plus a plus b plus h. Okay, the sum of all these ASCII values will get printed over here after the loop. So this is the loop to get the length and sum of the characters of the string. Okay, so this is the alien variable. So anywhere in the anywhere if you find the instruction that you are not supposed to or you are not supposed to use string functions, then you have to you have to ensure use of this particular loop. Okay, this particular loop condition, you can scan the array till you find the null character. This facility is only available in the string. You cannot do this particular logic in integer arrays, okay, or direct character arrays, okay, because the null character is present only in the strings. Fine. So this completes our string functions also, and we can also see how we can implement string functions. We will see more of the string functions implementation during the chapter functions. Okay, and these are the practice programs that you have to do. Okay, so you have to write a C program to count number of uppercase and lowercase characters in a string. So what you need to do, you just need to scan this string and take a variable u to count the uppercase and take a variable l to count the lowercase. So you know that the condition of uppercase is to have ASCII value between 65 to 90 and for lowercase the ASCII value to be between 97 to 122. So every time this condition is true, then you do L plus plus, and every time this condition is true, then you do U plus plus, and in the end print U on L. Okay, so this will give you your number of counting of uppercase and lowercase letters in a string. Okay, in the next program you can see that we are searching for the occurrence of each character in a string and store it in two linear arrays. So suppose if I take this string SAURABH, so here you have to make two linear arrays to get the unique characters. First you have to write unique character. Okay, so the unique characters are S, A, U, R, B, and H. And here the in the this is your array 1. Okay, and this is your array 2. In one array, this is a character array, So in one array, you will keep the unique characters, and in another array, this would be an integer array, you will keep the occurrence of these characters. Okay, you can see in this particular string, A has come two times, so you will store two over here, and here U is has only occurred. You all others are occurred only one time, so all will have one here. So you have to do this particular program for practice, and then delete all occurrences. Next program is to delete all occurrences of a character in a string. So suppose in this same character, if I ask you to delete A, okay, delete A, right, delete character A. So what you have to do, you have to scan the string, search anywhere if it is found. Okay, so what you have to do, SURABH, then you have to again scan. Okay, again scan starting from here. Okay, because you have to scan till here, so you will find A over here also. So the resulting string would be SURBH. Okay, this would be your final output. Okay, so I believe I have explained you the logics required for program these programs also. This can simply be done by scanning. Okay, scanning and matching, and this you have to do with the help of scanning. And every time you find a new character, then you have to create it into a new array. Okay, you have to store it in a new array. So this is an important program. I may not say important for first year students, but this might be important for the completing and developing your detailed logic for the string accessing, and also the concept of arrays. Okay, so in this way, we complete this particular lecture for strings, and in the next lecture, we will see how the strings are concatenated. In the next lecture, we will see how to access multi-dimensional string arrays, or we can say one-dimensional array of strings. Okay, multi-dimensional character arrays. And so in the next lecture, we will see that how to access multi-dimensional character arrays, or how to use them as one-dimensional string arrays. That is arrays of strings. Okay. So till then, stay safe. We will I will share you with more content.